My wife forced me into an open marriage, then got furious when I actually started dating. Here's what really happened. My wife, Allison, came home from yoga class 3 months ago with this big announcement. She wanted to explore our relationship boundaries and grow as individuals. Translation: she wanted to sleep with her yoga instructor, Ethan, without technically cheating. She pitched this whole open marriage thing, complete with a PowerPoint presentation about modern relationships. I'm sitting there in my pajamas, eating cereal, watching my wife of 12 years explain why we should see other people. I'm a 40-year-old tax accountant. I wear cargo shorts unironically, and my idea of a wild Friday night is organizing my spreadsheets by color. Allison clearly thought I'd never actually use this arrangement. So, we're both free to date other people? I asked. Exactly. It's about personal growth and exploration. I shrugged. Okay, sounds fair. Her smile faltered for just a second, but she recovered quickly. For 6 months, she went out twice a week. Tuesday, yoga dates with Ethan. Friday, wine bars with her book club friend Samantha. I stayed home with our twin boys, ordered pizza, helped with homework, watched Marvel movies. She'd come back at midnight, glowing, hair messy, talking about finding herself and connecting with her authentic desires. Meanwhile, I'm Googling whether it's normal for 8-year-olds to ask if Batman could beat Superman in taxes. Then my buddy Dylan came over for beer and PlayStation. He saw me looking miserable and said, "Dude, you know you can actually date people, right? That's how open marriages work." I laughed. Who's gonna date me? I collect vintage calculators, and my last romantic gesture was buying Allison the premium grocery store flowers. Make a dating profile. Worst case scenario, you waste an hour. So I did. 40-year-old divorced dad energy, complete with photos of me at my kids' soccer games and one awkward mirror selfie. I wrote love spreadsheets, dad jokes, and finding the perfect pizza to vegetable ratio for family dinners. Within a week, I had 3 matches. One was clearly a bot, one lived 200 miles away, but the third was Madison. Madison, 35, veterinarian, loved hiking and horrible pun battles. She thought my spreadsheet jokes were hilarious instead of grounds for divorce. We texted for days before meeting for coffee. First date. Coffee turned into lunch, turned into walking around the bookstore for 3 hours talking about everything. She laughed at my story about accidentally claiming my neighbor's cat as a tax dependent. I was smitten. Second date. Mini golf where she destroyed me while explaining why guinea pigs make terrible pets. Third date. Cooking dinner at her place where I learned she's funnier than me and makes incredible lasagna. Suddenly, I'm that guy smiling at his phone, texting someone who actually wants to hear about my day. Someone who asks follow-up questions when I mention work drama. Someone who sends me funny animal videos and actually remembers that I prefer thin crust pizza. Allison noticed immediately. You seem different, happier. What's going on? Just been having a good week, I said, texting Madison back about weekend plans. Who are you texting all the time? You're always on your phone now. Madison. We're going to that new Italian place tomorrow night. The one with the outdoor seating you said looked pretentious. Allison's face went nuclear red. Madison? Who the hell is Madison? Remember? Open marriage? I'm dating someone. You're supposed to tell me about your dates first. We need to discuss boundaries and rules. This affects our family dynamic. I actually laughed out loud. You never told me about Ethan's boundaries when you started sneaking around 6 months before we opened things up. Her mouth dropped open. How do you know about Ethan? Allison, you literally moaned his name in your sleep last Tuesday and Thursday. Also, you've been shaving your legs daily for the first time in 4 years. I'm an accountant, not an idiot. She stood there speechless for a full minute before storming upstairs. 10 minutes later, my phone buzzes with a text from her. This open marriage experiment is over. We're closing things immediately. This is destroying our family. I replied, agreed. The marriage experiment is definitely over. I'm filing for divorce Monday. You can keep Ethan in the house. Madison and I are going exclusive. Her response was just crying emojis. Turns out the person she thought would never find love again just found someone who appreciates vintage calculator humor and actually laughs at jokes about depreciation schedules. Best PowerPoint presentation Allison ever gave me.